We talked about Wednesday, a game-changing move. And we went over yesterday in my other show, if you think about the last few Super Bowl champions, there are teams, if you take the Kansas City Chiefs, if you take the Baltimore Ravens of 2013, the LA Rams, they made a move. They won a Super Bowl. Teams make moves. The Miami Dolphins, they made a move for one of the players that won the Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2020. And now they got probably the fastest, I think it's no probably to it, the fastest offense in the league and big playability, right? I think there are ways that you can build, and you can build strictly through the draft. But how far is that going to take you? I had a conversation and somebody said in my comment section that in 3 years of just nothing but pure drafting and a couple free agent moves, nothing big, that the Detroit Lions will win a Super Bowl. And that could be the case. The Cincinnati Bengals have not made any big free agency moves. The Kansas City Chiefs, no big free agency moves. And I think it was one more team, probably the Baltimore Ravens from 10 years ago. No big free agency moves. But you know who did? Who did make a big free agency move last year and who had the best record in the league since week 9. Okay? That team would be this team here. 1 year ago today, the San Francisco 49ers traded, I think it was 1 year ago today, but traded for Christian McCaffrey. This was after they fired their coach, Matt Rule, got him out of there. The 49ers have been unbeatable, basically. They've been unstoppable. They're 14-2 in their last 16 games. Now the Lions are right underneath there. It's them, the Kansas City Chiefs, and us. I think with that loss, the Philadelphia Eagles dropped out of that. I think they were ahead of us. Excuse me. Sometimes you got to make a move. This guy, I want to say, is or was until week 6 the leading running back in the National Football League, right? He's changed their offense. They already had a stout defense. He's changed the whole dynamic of their offense. Sometimes you got to be willing to make a move, which is why I want the Detroit Lions to be buyers at the trade deadline. They don't have to go CMC big, but they got to do something. They have to do something. Joey says, do we go after Saquon Barkley? I'm going to say no. He wants to be a Giant. I'm not really feeling him anyway like that. I would, if we're going to go, plus he on that franchise tag, he going to want some money. I'm good on that. But I like that though. That is a good topic. CMC is the present and future. He wasn't a 1-year rental. It was an all-around good move. That's true. But it was a move nonetheless that cost some money. Because if you look at what I'm saying, I'm not saying go CMC unless there's a CMC out there, a person that is capable of bringing the quality and the production that he is. Because notice, he don't get hurt no more. Have anybody noticed that he really don't get hurt no more? And he be taking some hits, but he don't get. It's amazing what happens when you're winning games, right? But the guys that I have my eye on are guys that can tip the scale in our favor and won't cost a bunch. They won't. Even if I'm not saying rent anyone. I'm not saying that unless you can guarantee me a Super Bowl. I'm not saying rent anyone. What I'm saying is sometimes you got to make a move. You have to make a move. Well, he wants to not really. 10. I'm not really feeling him because of his. He's been out the last couple games, right? I really haven't paid attention to his production and I mean his contract. He gonna want to get paid, and unless like Derrick Henry is on the way out, I would say Saquon is right in that prime where he's in the prime. So I love Saquon Barkley. I'm not feeling him for this particular trade deadline situation. Henry is still too quick. CMC left the game last week. Yeah, he left the game, but he got an oblique, but he really ain't been hurt. This guy played a whole full season by now. He was hurt every other popping hammies and all that stuff. And think Kamara would be available. Who? Alvin Kamara? We got an Alvin Kamara. We don't need him. Yeah, we definitely don't need him. We got a potential Kamara and Jahmyr Gibbs. To me, bro, that would be dumb to bring two of them here. I saw him run last night. He was solid, but that's not what I'm looking for. Is a player that tips the scale in the Detroit Lions' favor. For me, the number one priority is a pass rusher to help Aiden Hutchinson. That's just bottom line. Whatever you have to do to get somebody on this team that can help him get to the quarterback to bring him down. Pressures galore, doesn't matter. We got Jerry Jacobs in the secondary. We need some help, right? The second thing would be a wide receiver. And this running back situation is tough, man. But we might be able to pull some people off the street, off the couch, like Craig was when we first brought him in. So I don't know, but eventually, guys, you gotta do something. Don't be afraid to do something. And I think as Detroit Lions fans, we are afraid to make a move that will count. Myles Garrett, he owed a lot of money, ain't he? I would get a DE before RB. Yeah, I agree with that. Our most pressing need is DE. See, I know a little something. Marshawn Lattimore would be a future Detroit Lion. Book it right now. Okay. Didn't he just sign a deal? Or I thought he just signed a deal. Yeah, Jason Garrett, he just signed a deal not too long ago, 2 or 3 years ago. So I think he's going to be there for a while. But the Lions, I feel like they need to make a move. Sometimes you gotta be willing to.